Um, well, I told, like I said, I decided I was gonna major in art when I found out that I could, because I knew that that's something that was always in my life. But I didn't really decide that I was gonna be an artist until my nephew died, actually. And the reason why, I think I mentioned that I was a little bit passive in my education, but when first time I started questioning how my identity was formed and how our stories were told was when they printed some articles about my nephew surrounding his death, and I couldn't believe how the stories that they told about my nephew and printed, they printed pretty much gossip of the neighborhood, but printed it as if it were fact. And I remember having family members come by and tell me that to be careful of the media, because they would say things that weren't going to be true and everything like that. And sure enough, I didn't really understand until it actually happened. And so they said things like my sister was going to defend the guy that pretty much killed her son in court, and I was so angry at that. And that was the first time I started questioning who was, these people don't even know who we are, and they're telling our story, and everybody's believing it. And so that's when I decided that I was gonna use my skill as an artist and tell my own story through painting, through visual arts. And that's when I decided that I was gonna go talk to my grandfather, who was still alive, and ask him where we came from, about our history, about his story. That's when I got to know my father's story, because I was just really sickened inside about what was being told about the people that I loved, and about a child who was 3 years old, and his story was like, it was everything surrounding his whole identity at 3 years old was like just horrific. And so I just wanted to, that's when I decided I was going to be more active and be an artist, really use my skill as an artist.